Hi everyone, it's Brian here. Just going to try and make a quick video today to answer a few questions that I've been getting recently as I gear up for the Oil Creek 100 mile trail race in Pennsylvania. So this will be my seventh race of 100 miles length or further. And so many people ask like, oh, how do you train for something like that? And really, when I look at my training, at least the miles and stuff that I run, I really don't do a whole lot of running. Especially recently leading up to this race, I've just been focused on getting in some consistent 5Ks. My long runs are between like 10 and 25K. And then I've had a couple races that are about 100, 120 kilometer distance over 10 to 12 hours. And that's over the last 6 months. So really, when it comes down to mileage, I don't run a whole lot more. And I know that I can get away with less mileage than some runners that are just kind of building up to their first few marathons. I've established that base kind of fitness and strength in my body over the last 14 years that I've been running. So I can get away with a little bit less conditioning that way. But I find that the key recipe for success in training for these long runs is stress plus rest equals improvement. And that recipe is super simple, and most people get the stress part. They get the training runs in, and they push themselves on their training runs. But what's missing for a lot of people, at least in my opinion, is the rest part. So I've really been focusing, especially the last 6 months since I've graduated my program in school and have started working as a massage therapist, is really taking care of myself through diet, trying to eat really healthily. But the key difference in what I've been doing the last 6 weeks to 3 or 4 months compared to years past is I've been really focusing on establishing a consistent meditation practice, as well as daily breathing exercises based on the Wim Hof method, but I've kind of created my own interpretation of it. And so I use those exercises to focus my training more on how to manipulate my body and my physiology so that I can rest and recover and keep my head clear as much as possible. Diet helps with that as well, eating fairly clean, although that doesn't mean that I'm not eating anything delicious. I definitely have lots of things that I make which are just next level delicious. I'm just using better ingredients, trying to stay away from meat and dairy, and for the most part I do. So as much plant-based as I can, trying to get my smoothies in. I've got a few more specific things like functional mushrooms from Four Sigmatic that I've been using quite a bit. Daily chaga tea, getting my almost daily sulforaphane boost from growing broccoli sprouts, which I want to do a whole video just on broccoli sprouts because it's pretty amazing information that I think more people should know about as far as their overall health and brain health. But basically, diet and meditation and mindfulness and just consistency, not a lot of miles, but consistent miles, pushing my 5Ks. So I've been running basically 20-minute 5Ks 2 or 3 times a week. And that's what's going to get me ready for this 100-mile race. And during the race, eating is paramount. So that's kind of the last thing I'll mention is training my body to be able to function in both parasympathetic and sympathetic, or fight or flight, as well as rest and digest mode simultaneously. So I think the meditation and the breathing exercises are one of the key ways that I can train for that, as well as fasting to increase my fat adaptation, so I can use fat for fuel more easily. So I've been experimenting with that quite a bit the last few months, as well as eating a bunch of food and then going out for a run, so that I'm getting used to that feeling of having food in my belly while I'm running. So those are basically the ways that I train, and I'm feeling really good for this race. Probably the most confident that I've felt for any 100-mile race. Not necessarily going to be the fastest one, but I feel like I'm going to be consistent and reach my goals. They're calling for some thunderstorms and some rain, so we'll see how that turns out. But it is what it is. The meditation definitely helps with that aspect of trying to manage the things that are outside of my control, like the weather. So just being at peace with that, surrendering to whatever is, and we've just got a couple hours before we're going to head out, so we still got to pack, get everything ready, and the race starts in less than 24 hours now. So wish me luck. It's not all going to be fun, but I'm excited to see how this race unfolds. So thanks for your time, and catch me again. The next video will probably be a report on how Oil Creek 100 went and whether or not I met my goals. So thanks again, and see you next time.